Hello everybody, welcome into ECL here. We're on to the Asia region, of course. Starting the day off, as always, it is myself, Skriv, and Naokai here. Looking forward to getting into it, man. You know, we maybe missed a season there of the Asian ECL, but now in the full swing, in the full flow of things, and it has been a bit of a banger season. I mean, you know, we're getting deep into it now for sure, but still a few weeks left to go before the playoffs, of course, and yeah, things really getting interesting out here. Tyloo been farming. Atox looking pretty good. We got Bromo. Who the heck are they? Don't really know, but they've got the 11-7 sort of scoreline at the moment. So really exciting stuff. And then, of course, we got the Lin Vision side here today that we get to check in with. Here's the standings. I've just given you a quick rundown of where things are at, but this is the whole way down, all 16 teams. And yeah, it is starting to get pretty interesting here towards the tail end.
It is, right? I mean, obviously, minus 72 Celsius are a side who have actually been here for a few seasons now, in all fairness. They're kind of hailing from the east side of Russia, but obviously the Asian server is a little bit better for them. Yeah, they've just been a bit of a regular, not exactly doing too deep a run in terms of playoffs, not doing fantastic in sense of they're not like a top 3 team, generally speaking, but always being competitive, always being quite scary. LVGCSGO on the other side, they've won this tournament time and time again. They've only played 8 games, though. They were really late to start, so they've only played the last sort of 2-3 weeks, basically. We even caught their first kind of game so far this season. It was only literally like a few weeks ago, maybe like a month ago tops. So they've been grinding out the officials, probably the majority of them sort of off stream as well, but they've been playing a hell of a lot of games, sort of catch up. They obviously had a busy season, but more than having a busy season of a lot of tournaments, Sausage went for a lot of changes. Simple as that. They lost their 2 star players, i.e. Starry and G, the AWPer, and it was a tough rebuild. No two ways about it. They still are using a stand-in as well. So for this LVGCSGO side, obviously, new team catching up in terms of the officials, but honestly not doing too bad. 8-0 so far. So while -72 Celsius is a team that have obviously stayed together and they've been kind of the same for a while now, you still always have to be scary, kind of cautious, I guess you could say, of the LVGCSGO guys. They just always have some sort of talent up their locker. But this should be a good series nonetheless, and this should be pretty important. More or less, winner of this is going to go in towards that top 4 spot and probably get a good look in towards sort of what playoffs are going to be starting to feel out for. LVGCSGO still absolutely have the potential of pushing all the way, technically even to first place. They're still unbeaten, right? So they still can go all the way, challenge the likes of a Tyloo, challenge the likes of an Atox, but we need to kind of figure out where they actually are in terms of the grand standing. So far, this is a really good test. -70 Celsius this season, I mean, pretty good.
Yeah, absolutely, man. As you say, they've been mainstays for a little while, so they have obviously been picking up their game, I think it is safe to say, and improving slowly but surely, and indeed it is starting now to pay off. I think, again, there's still time, as you say, for LVGCSGO to pick things up. There's also still time for a team like 72 Degrees to drop down, I suppose, right? They have lost a few games here, GR Gaming being one of them.
Yeah.
Lost out to Say GG, as the name is going. So, there's a few things here that you'd maybe expect them to pick up losses to, few in here that maybe not so much, right? And I think that therefore there might be a bit of inconsistency, and then also just kind of having a quick look across where their games have been. There are still a few scary teams in there that they've got to play. Not played IHC yet. God's Reign have been looking kind of decent, so still got to play those guys. They haven't played off against Tyloo yet, I don't believe. So, there's a few teams in places that they still have relatively big games against, and you have to bear in mind as well here, guys, right? The way that it goes, it is those 2 separate BO1s, those 2 separate points. So you could come up against a scary team and actually lose out on 2 points, as it were. So there is that kind of logic as well, where the BO3s are one angle, but a BO3 is only worth 1 point, if that makes sense. No matter how we do it, whether it is upper, lower, mid brackets that we've got going on in EU ECL, or if it is indeed just that general 1 win equals 3 points kind of thing. Each BO3 only has 1 game associated with it, but the BO1s, there's 2 there, so you can very quickly find yourself fumbling if you have a couple of dodgy weeks, for example. So we'll see how the matchups go for 72 Degrees in future. Of course, speaking of matchups, this is the one that we've set up. These are the rosters for you guys as well. LVGCSGO, very well known on the other side of things. We have a couple guys coming back into the fold. Flying, a Fufu being the recent addition here, of course, for LVGCSGO, but Flying was out for them maybe a couple months ago now, right? I think Misa might have been the first outing that we saw him at.
Yes.
And a lot of question marks around with resources. 72 Degrees, meanwhile, kind of a very different sort of squad, and as Neo has mentioned, you might not recognize because they can only really get involved in this particular region just because of their location with Rush.
Yes, absolutely. We'll be heading in towards this game, and for both of us, we are leaning in favor of LVGCSGO. I think, right now it's kind of tough not to. This is a LVGCSGO side who do actually looking in quite good form, despite, I guess you could say, all the hardships that they've sort of gone through, right? Losing your 2 best players, always going to hurt, having to rebuild, where you not only bring in kind of a player from another roster, i.e. Flying, but also bringing up an academy player that of a Fufu. He's come from that Vision Academy side, and obviously kind of a big step up for him as well. He played in a couple of the rosters over the last few years, but never any that were always sort of seen as sort of title contenders the way Vision are. So it is a big step up. And for us, we've also got one player that we're going to keep an eye on in particular. That's of Zaka. Very, very talented. One of the mainstays on Vision, been with this roster for 5 years now, right? He is Vision through and through. Him and Westmoreland. Westmoreland's been part of the team for over 7 years. And Zaka's been there for 5. I mean, these two are ridiculous. But Zaka is, in general, just a very, very solid player. Very reliable. Always brings a hell of a lot to the team. And I think, without players like him, this is where actually Vision lose a hell of a lot of that firepower. So for us, always a player that you sort of have to just keep an eye on in the server. There's no real two questions about it.
Yeah, it really depends on how he's going to perform here today, I suppose, and whether he will be able to put the team in the back pocket, so to speak. I think that, yeah, I'm with you on the Zaka hype, as it were, in this kind of a matchup. It's a very, very interesting player to look at as well. He's very versatile. We had sort of conversation around whether he was going to be AWPing or rifling with flying coming back in. It seems like they're a very malleable sort of team at the moment. We got that Dust 2, though, as the map here. Not sure how we feel about that. I think I know where your head's going to be at, right? And it's probably a similar place to mine. Very, very risky to let it get down to this on the Vision side of things. I don't know if you have any ideas to add to that now.
Yeah, I mean, what I'll say is this is a map that Vision have always liked, right? I think fundamentally it's been such a big part of their pool. I've had a couple of chances to speak to players from the region. They always say in Asian Counter-Strike, Dust 2 is just the map. Everybody plays it. In Pugs, it's literally picked, apparently, like face of Pugs, like 90% of the time. It's a map that sort of everyone sort of knows. But I think also, as we know, playing on European servers, it's also very popular in Russia too. So for the likes of -72 Celsius, for them, I think both of this is sort of a comfort, home turf type of vibe. I think there's maybe a couple of different ways it could have gone. You could have gone some of those puggier maps, like the Infernos and Mirage. I think Dust 2 maybe has a little bit more depth around it in comparison, just because it's still a little bit new. Volumetric smokes, no skybox, and Dust 2 has only been in the pool a couple of months still. So there's maybe, I still am seeing a couple of newer things that weren't really part of the map before it was taken out of the competitive pool. But generally, I think Dust 2 can get a little stale, but it also can be quite exciting if teams play the way it should be played. Quick and aggressive, taking map control. Long control is obviously must, both on the CT and T side. Mid control via Xbox smokes up towards short. Same again. But the thing is, you really do see the problems arise when you see, especially a T side, don't take long control or don't take mid control. Don't have a little look in towards upper tunnels, right? I mean, they don't take that, necessity of sort of map control. The CT side have a very easy job at just replenishing smokes and replenishing Molotovs, and it becomes a very slow and drawn-out game. So for Vision, when they're on the T side, that's the main thing I look towards, and especially sending out players like Westmoreland is happy to fire Fufu, the youngster too. -70 Celsius, we know they're quite methodical in terms of their approach. So my expectation is that when they're on CT side, that's the exact sort of game plan they're going to play for. Grind this one down a little bit. Don't allow Vision to play their game. So it is a bit of a battle of the mindsets. One's quite a quick team in that Vision, -70 Celsius, but a little bit of a slower team in terms of how they approach things. It's going to be an interesting one. I don't really know who's going to come out on top here. My thought process is still with Vision just in terms of raw ability, but game plan can be very important too.
Yeah, for sure. I think that, the Dust 2, it feels like it can be a bit of a risk. Again, we are just taking that kind of baseline logic of how we understand the map. Of course, things change very much when we look at these sort of side regions, as it were, Asia Pacific being one, South America springs to mind as well, where the rules can be a little different. What they know is a little different just because we don't have eyes on every single tournament they're taking part in, and scrims, and like you say, the sort of pugging culture as well. We're going to have to throw it across to a bit of a break, though, folks. Unfortunately, players not quite ready to get in as yet. Hopefully not going to be too long. Just stick with us. We'll have the game soon. See you in a few. What is up, gamers? Welcome in. I did say it would be quick. I did say it would be quick. Sometimes we have to take that little break so that we're not sat here sort of waffling, but we might have made it through that one now, I reckon.
It's true.
Commentators worth their salt. Couple minutes of fill. All the same, we are here on Dust 2, of course. LVGCSGO kicking off on the CT side, so we shall see here whether this has an effect or not. Some players do prefer starting on the T side on Dust 2, bit of a classic. Maybe not on the newer iteration since it's come in, but we shall see. The burst out through lower scares off Zaka. So some decent control here. 72 not slowing down either. Zaka caught out in the open, maybe expecting a bit of downtime before the attack came in. Not going to be the case. Incredibly relentless here from the T side of things. Looking good. A Fufu left low. This should be their pistol.
Surely. Flying. Desperately fighting. And not going to happen. In Human will actually see off both. And it's flawless. In all fairness. Coming through from minus 72 Celsius. So, I mean, all in all, I think for a T side, an aggro start like that, setting the tone early out the gate, exactly what you want to see. And now, in Vision, we do really have to ask a lot of questions about them. When we look at this CT side, right, it's a little bit harder, I think, for me to build up early momentum on the CT side, just because you don't dictate the pace or the tempo of the game. We'll see, but for now, I can want to see it. Fight, Mac 10 up close, actually. Doesn't get away with any kills.
Yeah, not ideal. Could be a little problematic. Mac 10 now retrieved as well by Amelia. So a money-making machine. Ooh, Shad spotted here for Westmelon. Very ready for this fight. The 5-7, obviously not the ideal weaponry. He's kind of trapped in now, too. Rosto doesn't want to give it away too much, but yeah, they can use that info to their advantage. Yuka left a little low, watching the smoke, unsure of where to look. They're going to take him out. They've lost control of the bomb site, but I think they'll be happy with how close they are bringing this. That's a tag with the scout as well, so does not look bad here. Bomb just about going down. They've not been able to capitalize on the fact that one player was on that plant. And yeah, man, even on a 3v3 with no flashes over the top, it's so hard to get into this bomb site. For Roster getting confident, rightfully so. Zaka's on the way out. Shouldn't really make too much of a difference. Well recovered by the T side.
Yeah, nicely done. I mean, that B side of Dust 2, back when it was in the pool in Go, was statistically the hardest sites to retake in all of competitive Counter-Strike. For every map that had been in Go, B side of Dust 2 was the hardest one, the most failed attempts. And, you know, unfortunately, Vision is just another statistic for that. It's such a difficult site to retake, and especially considering they're on a force by A, and then obviously B with still lesser firepower. It's always going to be tough. Of course, a failed force buy does mean that minus 72 Celsius should not only have a 2-0 start, but probably a 3-0 start too. There's really going to be a hell of a lot to bring to the table in this one. So, not too bad out the gates from the seaside. Looking pretty good, has to be said. And Vision for them. Definitely got our question marks about them, that's for sure. To be careful. Oh, Zaka headshot through the door after being tagged. Nasty work.
Pretty nasty indeed. Our guy coming alive. He's pointed out, of course. An agent Inhuman. Holding quite nicely. Zaka keeps them coming with the scout. That's a tag. That's another frag as well from him. This is a big old round from Zaka. Unfortunately, there's no support around for him. That bomb is indeed just going to make its way onto the B bomb site. And ultimately, they're like, okay, let's give this guy some respect. He is really hitting his shots right now. Could still get a catch here. Oh, not with the knife out. Okay, Yuka. Yep.
Wow.
Spotted. 1v1, bro. He's still just giving it up, though, isn't he?
Yeah, I just say, if only there was like a little bit more time. Oh, that's unfortunate. Honestly, walking away with an AK, full belt of util. Really can't complain. Rosto. I mean, he'll keep out of the AWP. That's the main thing. And of course, he'll get the round, but so damn expensive. So damn expensive. That being said, a fairly decent positive to take away from it. I think for LVGCSGO, like we said, we highlighted Zaka coming towards this game for good reason. Walked over a quad kill in that round off the back of a scout. It's a ridiculous showing from him. on an individual kind of basis. And the question is, how can we see LVGCSGO utilize that as a bit of a catalyst, start to spiral positively? He's got an AWP now, so he's happy to try and challenge the AWP on the other side too.
There you go. The AWP shot rings out to start the round off. Zaka out for a bit more, but ooh, flashed. Could be dangerous here. They are slowly edging forwards here and just keeping that pressure on the vision. So minus 72 degrees. Looking kind of good here, actually. I can't lie.
This is a really awkward fight for both involved. Looks like we'll go behind that smoke. So Amelia's sort of stuck here, at least for the moment. Looks like it probably will be okay for now. Obviously, the opening 2 fights now not gone well, and third might be a possibility too. I mean, Amelia's still tight low.
Yeah, very possible. Looking good, to be honest. I think the A-bomb site is ripe, and the CT side just have no real idea. Amelia with the dangerous run across to this defensible position. They hear the footsteps. Trying to get that timing in. Decent damage. Nate not quite going to be deep enough, and actually eats one of his own. So that'll be the immediate move to save. And here we are. 4-0 for the T side already. It's said it's a risky old map to let it come down to. And LVGCSGO, they are living up to that prophecy in the worst possible way.
They are. This is, again, now where things are getting a little awkward. First gun round, and unfortunately comes to absolutely nothing. To make matters worse, they are getting hunted at the end here. Flying. Does catch in human. Looks like they'll be given the luxury of staying alive. I think for minus 72 degrees, they also have seen that things have been a little expensive. You know, they've been winning out rounds, yes, but on the other side, we saw in that last round, for example, down to just 1. The round before that, only 2. So the long-term econ isn't fully built up across everybody. It's doing okay now. You know, Foretsky, he finds himself 10.2. 6K as well for across the board as sort of an average. So it's okay. It's workable. Reinvestments come through. Not an issue. But 4-0 start. Z side. I mean, right now, I really do feel in control, and I think I am starting to get just a little bit concerned. We need to see this LVGCSGO side start to put up a bit of a fight, because so far, not so good. They're losing opening duels so quickly.
Yeah. Round's getting away from them before they even really get going. AWP shot, little late. Zaka, meanwhile, would be big, but the Molotov will scare him off. They stick around, right? It just pushes them back slightly. Gotta be careful. So many bodies around this corner, however. Westmelon down below could get good timing here. In for one, but just was so really, you know, wanting a player to come in from lower tunnels, and it just never happened for him. A little bit of a knee spotted there. Player fully spotted. Zaka just on that paranoia move at the moment. Nice nade in from Amelia. Down, looking to get the catch, can't quite find him. Amelia, oh, it's big damage. P250 and the molly combination, but in comes the new boxes, as Inhuman is left all alone. A crazy round here, in and around mid, in and around short. Inhuman surely heard now. He has been indeed, and he's got no info other than this one player that is around that A-bomb site. Seems to have maybe heard a step there in at CT, but just can't commit to the fights right now.
Yeah, it drops on Molly, but doesn't actually hold it. So there's no real information gained off the back of it. Did hear a tick as well, so might actually overlook the CT angle. Flash over the site. Molotov as well to go back site. So he's trying to clear all the angles. He's doing a decent job of it, but it's not going to make a difference. Zaka at range sees it off. Inhuman will fall, and finally, LVGCSGO are going to put their first round on the board. It's taken a bit of time. They've been mighty close. They'll eventually get there. And that's now at least something to work off. They've slowly been chipping away, bit by bit. Now they finally got that first on the board. Of course, though, like you said, there was a bit of long-term econ left over, so the T side will just fire right back in. LVGCSGO But this one, and that's when we can talk about them potentially even tying this game up.
Fufu. Up top here, dangerous spot. Nade is good. Still feeling confident around their short hold, though. Taka goes down early. And again, Lin Vision back to their slip-up, back to their wavering first few steps.
Flash over. Fufu played anti. Amelia actually gets away with the kill. Recovers from the blind. Right now, actually something to work with. Creep walking our way forward. Let's keep trying to make a bit of a move himself, but to be careful of the short players. They won't do the job. The AK will work. Numbers advantage, but fall back, flying. Does get himself one. Amelia on the trade, keeps it in the 2 versus 1, and Yuka got it all to do.
Not looking good, but they are indeed low. It's just that bomb control that's the big issue at the moment. Great flash rounds. Not followed up. They know the time's low. They don't necessarily have to make the aggressive move. Yuka going to use that to his advantage. Gets one. Knows there's a second man in here. Oh, his crosshair wasn't quite on. Wes Mellon had it. Big, really, really big for Lin Vision to confirm that. If they had let that one slip, I think the half may well go with it. But it is very, very costly for them. In the same vein, denying the bomb plant and all that means there is absolutely no chance of an answer back. He says they're going to try and make something work here on that -72 side.
Yeah. That hero AK. This is now when Lin Vision can really start to get back in towards this game, spiraling quite a positive way. One AK, as mentioned, over Osto. A couple of Deagles to try and give them something to work with here, but already, Waletsky tagged to make his life all the more awkward. Same can be said there for Zaka. He's still sticking out a fight, and I don't really blame him. He's overlooked the first, needs to be careful, could get overrun here. Thankfully, has the M4 support, but Borosto's AK gets one and then scooped up. Looks for more. Bomb drop, spills forward. That's awkward.
Yeah, just so easy for Zaka, really. As they walk straight into him, he will indeed mow them down. Inhuman spotted and tagged down. Surely should be nothing happening here on the T side of things. Even one more kill would be a little out of the question. Great crack angle from Zaka. Doesn't make it work. Meanwhile, positional change up. Well, Yuka was hoping for a catch, but he's the one that gets caught.
True. Inhuman. All that's left. Give it Eagle. And then man walking. Amelia sees him off. Oh, that's so awkward. Very awkward. But the round found, nonetheless. I'm not too sure what happened there, to be perfectly honest. He was running and then immediately DC'd. Looked like a crash, but it is at very least a 1-round game. This one's close. Potentially we can start to talk about where for the T side, they started well and got things sort of running in quite a decent fashion at the very least, and then it starts to slip away from them, and potentially this is where Lin Vision can start to not only tie the game up, but maybe even take a lead and see off a good CT half and all the rest, and where the slight gimmicks maybe from the start, from -72 degrees, sort of could be all for now at the end. Side tech balls, of course, has been lost Amelia, but looks like we're getting him back in ASAP.
Yep, hopefully not going to be waiting too long here. Just get the money. So I mean, he looks good. He looks good. I think we should be all right to get going soon. Just make sure he's stabilized, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, when there is a bit of a crash, when there is a bit of maybe the FPS issues or a timeout, even, you know, you just want to make sure that everything is straightened out.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, we've been getting a few tech timeouts recently, to be honest. We got that day, didn't we? Maybe not the worst game of it, but when you know, there was the Windows update that really messed everything up. That was a bit
yeah, of course,
of a long one.
Of course, I completely forgot about that as well. Well, open. Looks like Westmoreland just the last 2 by, and then we can get underway. For 70 degrees, we've got a full buy, but there's a couple of asterisks there. We've got a double Galil coming through for Barosto and Ty Magento. And then on the other side, we've got a Deagle for UK. So a little bit more awkward in that sense. And maybe also a bit of a match medic of some sort needs to be done here. The rifle down.
Kind of what it feels like.
That's the only thing. I mean, I guess this is maybe to get the armor back. But yeah, there's a rifle down at the very least. But we'll see. We'll see. For now, we'll hold and wait until we're ready to get going.
Yeah, always tends to happen when there's a little bit of an online kind of game going, but ultimately not too much that can be done. I think we're going to come back to us for a second, see where we're at. You know, this is just in the hopes that getting out of the game, they'll get things fixed. And, of course, all the HUD as well. Got to make sure that's straightened out. These goddamn disconnecting players always messes up the custom HUDs and whatnot. So hopefully all that will be straightened out. And then fingers crossed, no break, but I think we might be able to buy ourselves a little bit of time. Let's visit in, I suppose, with where the game state was at, really. Felt like LinVision had just maybe started to turn things around. Nothing super consistent from them in terms of stringing it together, but I think a big 1v1 like that will indeed just up that morale. They just need to get their heads in the game a bit firmer. You know what I mean? 72 degrees playing more like a hardcore team there to win. And I think LinVision just sort of going through the motions, really, like a regular day at the office.
It's true. And the way you also got to look at it as well, I think, you know, I don't think LinVision are too worried about where they're currently at, right? You lose the pistol, fair enough. You force buy. I'm not a huge fan of it, but you do it anyway. It's very popular in the region. Doesn't work out. So you are going to go 3-4 rounds down off the rip. But the second the rifles be brought into play and the economy reset and all the rest, LinVision have actually been looking like the better side. And that's the most important thing. It's all well and good winning pistols and winning force buys, full true gun rounds. Person in favor is what matters most. That's a great opening double. Westman are leading by example. Roster, though, will get himself a kill out towards long doors and is barreling towards A.
Yeah, it could be big. He has pulled it off, though, unfortunately. So not much else going to come of that one kill. Great response here from LinVision, as they will look to push in towards B. Gives them good information, means they can bolster up other areas of the map. And then they've got the AWP posted on long saying, yo, nobody's crossed. So there's only really one area they can be, and that's like right at the back of the map for the CT side anyway. So we'll see how this pans out. Flying round this corner. Is he going to get cleared? Is he going to get defeated? The big questions. They are indeed going to do their due diligence. Oh, but they clear the wrong way first. He waits patiently. Could have been massive for him. He gets dealt with quickly. We'll see if it makes a difference.
It's close. Very close indeed. Bomb going to go down. Barosta going to tuck himself into towards close left. That fight's pretty important. Hard decide to retake, but a 1v3 in favor of the CT surely gives all the advantages, the percentages in their favor. This is a tough 1v3 for Zetsky. Holding doors. Burst doesn't even go his way. Zach, a great swing and a great find for LinVision to put a 4th on the board. And now we are starting to work with something. This is potentially where things could drift away. Seaside, you get a bomb plant, which is great, but only a couple of kills and a very easy retake for LinVision. This is the promising signs they wanted.
Yeah, 100%, man. I think they will be pretty satisfied. We do have attack timeout coming in, and this is what I'm saying, man. Maybe it is more of a tech.
Actually, might be tech. Amelia's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Amelia has dipped out. So, little buggy all over the place, you know. It is starting to get kind of problematic if he's going to keep dipping in and out. Not really sure what's going on. The overheating issues, the blue screen, you know. We have a few players out there, man, that maybe need to get new PCs, but...
Yeah.
You know,
fellas,
it's just a couple of them that keep crashing out. Yeah, but it's also one of those things, isn't it? I think pro players really don't like changing parameters and changing... like their whole setup and getting your config sorted again. You know, it can be a bit difficult, but in that vein, just, you know, get that hard drive out, get that SSD out or whatever.
Yeah.
Put it in the new system. No complaints, mate. No complaints. Might be a different boot drive, but you should have everything in there anyway.
It's true.
Either way,
True.
not having to wait too long on that one now.
Yeah. Back in. Let's get things back underway. 4-all. Where we find ourselves currently. Ooh, and a good shot to open things up. Zaka going to get caught via the scout. So, a taste of his own medicine, it has to be said. Human. And spamming the smoke. Got one control. They've been giving it up here as well. Invision are not going to do anything to fight it just yet. They're going to play the site instead. And even then, they're not even really playing the site itself. It's more over towards short. They got upper tunnels control. They'll know nobody's here. They know already that it's an A play.
For sure. Fufu trained in. There's no one to really deal with him. Flash over the top. Oh, they're a little on top of each other here, though. I do worry for the CT side. They're trading very, very quickly. They know about a Fufu. It's a player in from short that maybe has to do the damage. Not quite. Not going to be enough. Flying, indeed, living up to his namesake. He comes around the corner with pace. Ready to go. Trade doesn't quite land, unfortunately, so we'll see here flying on that USP. We'll get him finished off. And again, a very chaotic kind of round, but just about Linvision will steal it.
Yeah, he looks towards ramp there. I don't really know what he was doing. He gets tagged from short, which is known, and then looks towards ramp. I don't know if that was a miscomm or didn't actually realize where he was being tagged from, but unfortunate because it cost him. He then can't kind of reassess the situation too quickly, and maybe a slight bit of panic sets in. Linvision taking the lead. That's now 5 on the trot for them as well. They are looking very good now, and we're getting very worried as well. All this 72 degree side who are actually in a tough predicament. If you allow Linvision to get any sort of a lead on the CT side with how well you started, that in itself is pretty damning. So far, that's looking kind of the likely outcome.
Yeah, it is. Big round here. 72, trying to move in through mid. Massive damage. Maybe even the nade. Yeah, being far away, Barosto had to be very careful there. But 2 HP might as well be not a player, especially now they've lost not 1, but 2. So it's a 5v3, but very loosely I say 3. Inhuman. Time Agent going to have to do a lot of work.
Yeah, a lot of heavy lifting needed. Out of. Down to slow things down too. Bit of util. Trade it over. God Flash as well being set up. Any noise that gets made over towards short, that flash just gets dropped and boom. Take all of this control. It's so, you can't avoid it. That's the big thing. You can't even see it. Fufu. Running from ramp. Spam is there. God Flash comes over, but actually a little bit too early. Second one behind though. Who's been good? Yeah, they're blind. The first 2 that run out have to dip back in towards the smoke. Going 1-for-1. This one should be done. And it is. Last guy is solo. The nade doesn't quite do it, but time itself might. And a Fufu sees off Barosto. And another great round for Linvision. Only got 1 casualty too.
Yeah, huge. Absolutely huge. Linvision looking good. As I said, just need to tighten up, get their heads in the game, and sort of go from there. Does look like that has finally happened for them. Took a little while, but this is kind of the team we were expecting to see. Although, saying that, since we've had these sort of timeouts and whatnot, minus 72 degrees have just sort of picked up the pace, looked a lot more aggressive, maybe a bit more impatient, and it's just not really working as well for them. Linvision not going to roll over that easily, of course. So, yeah. A little bit strange in places. Linvision, though, credit to their pickup here. You can just see a little on top of each other. Trades will be here for the T side, but not going to burst off the back of it. We'll see. Trying to keep the game interesting.
Yeah. Minute 20 left on the clock. Still plenty of time for the T side to make a decision. But yeah, definitely a little aggro out the gates, and then it starts well and all goes quiet off the back of the trades back and forth. And I think now potentially The C side, maybe a little bit puzzled about where to actually go here. That's definitely not what to do. Zaka, at range, posted with the AWP, gets the first one. Second as well, does miss that one. Re-peeking, and misses out at 12. That looked on to me, but it isn't. So he's just going to line them up. One bullet for both. Zaka closes it. The B site is closed. Do not enter. Another round for LVGCSGO. They are making light work now of this CT side.
Yep, absolutely massive. Really well played from them the past few, and they are finding their feet. Or potentially have found them by this point. 72 degrees. Run out of ideas is sort of the big thing. And I think it's a pretty worrying sign if they cannot get themselves back in. Should be an easy takeover. Nonetheless, there is still space. There is still time. Could be a big round here. Find it. Out through long. Messy again, but they will manage to trade out, get that control. All the same. The AWP. Ready to go. Move away. This could be a really flank from Westland.
Taps at range. Zaka will get tagged. Smoke going to come down towards backside. There's a flank on the cards here, but it's being held for. It's all about timing. Being spotted, being dinged as well. So now there's no exit. Now they're committed to long. There's no way about it. They have to go A. Unless they want to take the gamble of fighting back out long. And it looks like they are. They're grouping up. Actually, yeah. They committed to fighting West Melon here. Oh my, this could go very badly. He does walk away with a kill and damage on towards the second. So I think arguably you could even say job done really for him.
Yep. Feeling that way. The Fufu on the corner is the next man to beat. Nice and confident with this angle. Shadows spotted. Tried to get a bit of pre-fire in. They know about it, and he will get caught off. Really well played from minus 72 degrees. And again, it is just that little nuance. They know that their shadows show round the corner, but then overzealous with the smoke, trusting it a bit too much. Time Agent will be left all alone. Should get this bomb down and keep the round going. Whether he wins it out is another question, of course. And now he has somewhat of a guessing game. It's a distraction at short. A player from long with an easy pick-off. And that will be LVGCSGO moving up to a very, very good stuff from them. 6 in a row to close out that first half. And we'll see now, minus 72 degrees have gone missing. Can they reappear in the second half? Welcome back in, everybody. Second half getting underway here, of course. LVGCSGO looking really good at the, well, the midpoint and the end point, I think it is safe to say, in that first half. And unfortunately, minus 72 degrees started off strong, but just could not refine themselves.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird. They really looked like the best side in the opening few rounds and completely fell apart. The streak from LVGCSGO was great at the start. However, once again towards this half might be what keeps, them afloat. It looks like it's going to be the case again. Pistols are on a good thing for LVGCSGO, it seems. Aggression catches them off guard in the early part of each half. However, Glocks are being given opportunities, which Flying can't take. And a Human, again, another double to see off the pistol. Both taken with ease by minus 72 degrees. And yeah, I don't know. That's definitely the weakness, I think it's safe to say, from this game so far. The only real weakness for LVGCSGO. I was going to say, I don't think they can force buy in towards this one. One kill, no bomb plant, but Zaka's got other ideas.
Yeah, 100%, man. Let's see whether he can find success on that scout again. You know, it looked pretty good for him in, what was it, the third round, I think, when he managed to save one. And he just absolutely slammed through. And here he is again. We do miss it, but down middle, he will manage to find an opener. So maybe scout in this round, scout in the next is kind of the logic. Could work.
Nearly up balls. MP9 on Human. Dealing damage, but unfortunately making enough of a dent to get a kill. And actually the bomb will come through. That in itself is actually the small victory. That's all you can really ask. Yes, everyone falls at the back of it, but a buy like that, we're not really looking at all too much. A couple of kills come through for the scout. Nearly makes its money back in a way, and then on the other side, a bomb plant will be more funds in the back pocket. So everyone's going to get a buyout here for LVGCSGO. So a slight investment doesn't actually end up being too much of a hindrance going forward for LVGCSGO. However, it is a 2-round game. First go-round going to come through for minus 72 degrees. I mean, for LVGCSGO against minus 72 degrees is bonus. And this is the big one, right? I think for me, if LVGCSGO can't get this one off the rip, kind of find a bit of form and once again spiral as they did on the CT side, could become a little awkward.
Oh. Fear across the map as that scout is heard, I'm sure. Slow start out from LVGCSGO. No long aggression, no speed towards B. Just sending the feelers out there at the moment, going for this mid control and trying to work their way down. There's very little resistance on the other side of it. So I'm not sure I'm a big fan of the minus 72 setup at the moment. It seems a bit more reactive. Orp is here though, looking to find his first name. Oh, he's going to get tagged. He's going to miss the shot and Zaka will track him. Goodness me, Zaka looking so good right now with these scoped weapons. Just putting the fear, well, I suppose of himself into minus 72 degrees.
And that's the thing as well, the scout can fire off a second shot quicker than the AWP. It's one of the few advantages, as well as the movement. And speaking of lack of movement, from Yuka will get himself a double. Major going to get one too, as Amelia will fall, and this feels like it's falling apart a little bit for LVGCSGO, just when it felt like they're in control and get a super important kill. Now, unfortunately, not looking all too good. Zaka gets one. Important on the backside, flying, rips the head of Yuka. 2 versus 2. He might be on.
Might be on indeed, sir. Double swing towards CT. Not a bad idea, but not revealed. Rosto in towards short. Around the corner, he's a little chunky. Can't make it work. However, Inhuman, I think he really has slipped the net here. I don't know that they're going to know about him. Zaka, though, head on a swivel. He's put the team in the backpack. We said he needed to. Maybe not this much. It's a little bit overkill, my guy. But all the same, it is winning them the game right now.
It is. Absolutely. And, you know, small things starting to really worry us a little bit, I think, about the CT side. That was a 2v4 they've just lost. It's not good. You know, 2 kills come through from Yuka. Time Aging gets one of his own off the back of it. And we're thinking, okay, surely this is a round to be taken. Not to be. Forzetski will get a leg on towards Zaka after the kill. And sort of it's a full buy, but a half buy in the sense of what they bring to the table. Or minus 72 degrees. You've got an AWP, an M4, which is a great start, and then it dwindles very quickly. Double Deagle and a 5-7 to round it off. Oh, hang on, he's dead here. Yeah, 5-7 gets a freebie. That's also an AWP to be collected too, but flying in a Fufu onto back nicely.
Yeah, really clean. Fufu retrieves the AWP as well, so that's kind of a dangerous weapon. Taken away from things. Fawcett, nice find. Really nice find indeed. I don't know, it's a little bit of a difficult one here for Zetsky moving forwards and trying to get a bit more. Why not in a round like this? The Eagle at Car needs dealing with. Flash is a bit dodgy there on the T side, and they still cannot pin this man down. Playing it so well. Oh my goodness. They gave him too many chances, and he managed to get the homing missiles. Just flying on 15 HP. Would be a hell of a thing if he can convert this. They are barreling forwards to get the bomb control, get the weaponry, and indeed make life very, very difficult for Flying. He does not have a lot of time. He probably just has to find both these kills, really. And they've boosted up. It's a great setup, in fact. He's going to give it up. He knows there is no chance. Takes the AWP, gets the hell out of there. Minus 72 off the back of the Deagle play. Will get it done. So surprised he doesn't go down.
Yeah, bad round to lose. It has to be said. The Deagle just gets so much favor there. And yeah, a really tough one. I think they're the sort of rounds that can kill a lot of the momentum, the mental state too, which is looking very positive. I mean, for LVGCSGO, they won basically all but one of any full buy rounds. And now the conversation does change a little bit. So 9-7 scoreline. Maybe, just maybe, minus 70 degrees are not out of this just yet. They might just have a chance. Chipping away. Flying, only a USPS for him. Double Tech 9. Westman and Amelia. AK and AWP. So it's actually more or less a sort of exactly the same buy that CT's had last round, just with the T equivalent rifle.
Okay. Curious if LVGCSGO have got anything planned for this, I suppose. Hidden away on the A-bomb site is kind of the big one to watch. Flash comes in for him. Ooh, not quite the clean peek. Zaka ready and waiting. Thought he was going to get caught, but he's moved beautifully. Massive frag as well picked up. There's a couple very low HP players now for this T side. Maybe see this, yeah, AK change hands. Maybe somewhat reluctantly for a Fufu, but all the same. God happen. Flash comes around. One is not going to be enough. Zaka having a heck of a round here once again. Barosto, Zetsky to hold the line. Mainly Barosto. He may not be ready for him in at Gandalf just because, you know, he's not been fully seen. A lot of distraction here, but he just does not want to be here. There you go. Cat's available, but that's all he's going to be able to get. Not enough of them alive to really do anything with it. And LVGCSGO, big double digits now.
Massive round to take, and sort of laying down the gauntlet in a way of saying they just see what minus 70 degrees have done, right? And they said, well, you've done it, we'll do it one better. And they do. Answering back very well. Once again, put quite a big knock in terms of the econ over towards the CT side. And a pretty interesting decision to make here. What actually do we want to buy here? And for me, I would normally say no, because they're actually not, for the most part, in double eco territory. They've got a bit of loss bonus to work with, and they had about 2 grand. So normally you just blow by this, buy next. They are going for the big investment and hoping this one rifle will definitely can do all of the work, and he might just be about to hang on. Caught on the reload, but my god, getting 2 isn't bad. Amelia still sticking around for the fight. They expect the smoke player, then bumping into each other, and Amelia thankfully aware. Oh my, for a moment that looked dicey.
Yeah, absolutely, man. There's been some very crazy rounds, as per usual, from this kind of region. But minus 72, really leaning into it quite a bit. As we mentioned in that first half, it was a pickup in pace that failed them, really, and just a lack of direction, I think it's safe to say, is maybe a nicer way of putting it. So the likes of Zaka, Amelia can have a good time with that. They'd like to play the game pretty quick as well. Just take the scraps, prove they are the better player. Barosto. When is he going to strike? Will he get a chance to do so? Oh, yep. Spotted a player out on the boost box. Down he goes, flying 1 HP. AK retrieved. I can see it. I can see it. He could definitely get this going. He's going to take a long-range angle.
No cross smoke.
And give up the A-smoke. He is very ready for it. There goes flying. Zaka, got to get this trade. That's a headshot through the box. Could make all the difference that he didn't quite nail it, but it buys him time for the cross. Surely on 19 HP, Barosto doesn't have a chance.
You'd assume so. He's going for the long angle out towards long, funny enough. And Zaka seems to have read this like a book. Oh my. He goes for the fight and he dips around the corner in towards CT. Got an A to work with. Flash over as well, but he's going to lose his head. Barosto somehow has won out this round and he had absolutely no right to do so. All in vision, that's a bad one to lose. A bad one to lose. And that is still going to keep this side afloat. Oh my. Maybe, just maybe, there's life left in the legs there towards -70 degrees. They have been bailed out by Barosto.
Yeah, big star, man. It could honestly have huge impact now. You can see on this Vision side, despite the late plant, they really do not have the money to buy. It's going to be somewhere down the middle. The econ's a little messy. AK is in play. The scout is in play. Always good for the tag. A dangerous peak, one might say. And Yuka keeps on going, keeps giving him the chances, but eventually, actually Fazetsky, excuse me, finds the frag onto him. The double up set up here for the CT side. Time Agent just winning his frag out towards long. 1 HP the difference. So Vision, maybe an avenue to work with.
50. Go for far up close. I mean, damage has been dealt. It's not exactly impossible. Well, losing the main man of Zaka is always the big thing for me. Yuka, nice shot. It's round on a 4. An AK and a scout to try and make a 1v5 work. It's surely not going to happen. Flying will get 1. And a second. Nice shot, to be fair. AK pulled out, 1v3. Again, not impossible, but very difficult. A plant, however, would be nice. He didn't spot him in towards long. Bomb will come down. Human, low. I think even lower, but it doesn't matter. Flying, I think he was just a little bit too overwhelmed in those surroundings. It's now a 1-round game. We're on to something.
We are indeed, sir. That clutch making all the difference. Vision going to have to win this one out. They do not have any room to breathe here. So we really do need them to find this one if they are to stay alive. It's not a surefire thing. It's going to be a little hard for them, I would say. Yeah. Second half, hit the double digits first. Maybe get ahead of yourself. Move, a little awkward, but Zaka does land the flick. It didn't look like the cleanest drop down, the cleanest boost. Indeed, they make it work. Flash has come round. Yuka up close. He doesn't have many options here. He's so blind. Westmelon got to find this, and he does. That was very close indeed. 4 versus 3. A bomb site right. Let's see if -72 can mount this retake.
Breathing past the smoke. The timing shot doesn't get the right timing. They need to bank over again. Doesn't really give them a hell of a lot. Resmoke going to come through. Barosto. He's on a flank, but he's being held by the main man, Zaka. It's his 28th kill in this game. But the 2v4 in favor of Vision and -70 degrees. They might actually just call this, in all fairness. It looks like they are. Westmelon can hear one of them rotating away. That should confirm things. We're out of there, but Westmelon, he wants to hunt. I don't blame him. Try and hurt that economy as much as you can, especially the AWP. Oh, no.
Looks like they might be able to find this. They should be able to hunt him with the location. He's doing the best, but yeah, they're just all around him. Flash is a bit dodgy, but they get the kill anyway. Big deal. Really big deal. You can see where, like, the cash is at. Some of them can buy here, drops, etc. You really would have had a decent defense, but now the case is you're sort of forced to go for it. Don't necessarily want to play for overtime. Again, a little bit of a regional characteristic. But Yuka, low money. Barosto, really low money. Time Agent, you could argue, pretty low as well. So, yeah, you're a bit screwed here, I think, without those saves. Zaka to open up once again.
Oh, my. Zaka, just unstoppable. On for 30, and I'd be very surprised if he doesn't get it. Averaging like 2 kills a round in these last few. So, ridiculous showing from him. Basis, West Melon with that Galil at range. Cracks open the B side. Oh, Yuka's going to be caught. There's the 30 we spoke of. Zaka just cannot seem to miss. Oh, my. And Time Agent, all we've got are the Deagle to work with. This looks like it might be done.
Bomb has been planted.
Time Agent on the corner. Good. Nice. Find this kill. Yeah. Well, yeah. Nice. Okay, so there is that on a personal level. Immediately traded out, but, you know, at least it's a bit funny. You never know. Get in their heads, big style, but it would be wild of LVGCSGO to let that affect them, given the position they are in. Another poor buy on the way here from the CT side. So, LVGCSGO, they get the perfect round at the perfect moment, deny all the saves, so on and so on.
Yeah, it's true. It's very true. Credit has to be said towards LVGCSGO, who, I mean, we've already sort of mentioned, right? Them on gun rounds have been an absolutely different beast. Really good showing where they just haven't had too many or any weaknesses, for being completely honest. And now, you know, attack pause to come through from -72 degrees. This might be one of those classics, you know, attack pauses that unfortunately are a little bit too late, being completely honest. Love a discussion, but you already touched on it. The buy isn't exactly fruitful by any means. An M4, an MP9, 5.7 Deagle, and a Scout to round it off. The Scouts have had a fair decent amount of work so far this game. They've been pretty effective, but this one feels, I mean, all too much of an ask.
Oh, ready for the boost this time around. Somewhat. Not really able to do anything against it, but they will find a bit of mid-control. It's a nice little response here from 72. They're ready. Yeah, Zaka, he knew what was up. 32nd kill of the game. You've got to be kidding, man. That is numbers I ain't seen in a while in regulation. I won't lie to you. I thought I was having a good time. I got like 27 kills in a long game yesterday, and that was a really great one for me. And then in comes Zaka, just humbling me immediately. It's 32, but it's also the 8 deaths. I think that makes a big difference. So many fights taken, so many multi-frags, etc., and he has controlled this game from start to finish. I think he might extend it himself as well.
Oh, Amelia. Sees off a human. Only one left. Yuka, what have you got for us? Nothing is the answer. Flawless for LVGCSGO to close it. And ultimately, we've got to look at that and say with ease as well. That was a very good showing. A lot to like. A lot went right as well for LVGCSGO. And they just showcased why Dust 2 is a map in which has been a very kind of popular part of their map pool, but on the other side as well, why it's just such a popular thing for the region. They love this map over there, and they play it to a very good level. And you could just see LVGCSGO, unfortunately, you know, on the other side, where for -72 degrees, LVGCSGO just had their number every step of the way. Every time there was maybe a little bit of an advantage or something for -72 degrees to work with, it just gets immediately ripped back away from them. So it's a credit to LVGCSGO, man. They look great.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, you know, you have to consider where things are at. It was a really great start from 72 degrees to both halves and everything. So I think they kind of let it slip a little bit and potentially should be within the argument for, okay, you should have taken it. They got reset at the worst possible time, but that's just how it goes. Of course, Academia player to watch. Listen, there's no need to argue around with this guy. There is no need to point it out. We mentioned him right at the tail end. Of course, this is how Zaka finished. Insane stats. Insane stats. I cannot reiterate enough. Like, those are some crazy numbers. When you see the KD, that's one thing. But when you see like a 4.13 kill to death ratio, like, come on, when do we ever see that, man? You know, absolutely.
Or on
insane
150 ADR.
Yeah, so
as well.
true.
Like,
so true.
that's actually the most mind-boggling. Riflers get ADR from, you know, spamming through smoke stuff. An AWP doesn't. Like, that is just raw kills. He's having 1.5 kills around. Like, that is bonkers.
Insane, man. Zaka, our guy. Hopefully he can keep it up. We'll find out. We've got another BO1 coming, of course, the second part of this series, as it were. We've got to take a break first, though, folks. Stick with us. More Asian Counter-Strike coming up. Hello, gamers. Welcome in. We're straight into the action here. No messing around. I think we may well have jumped in a bit early, which is kind of wacky from the boys. We do love it. We do love it. We didn't get a chance to go over the veto. It's ended up on Ancient, so we're on another puggy map here. Of course, with the way that the veto works, Dust 2 is sort of automatically removed from the next round of the BO1 veto. And this one as well could lighten up. Dust 2 has that evening factor about it. This map, Envision not so great on it traditionally, so we'll see if that comes into play here, given how close, to be fair, Dust 2 nearly came. Couple more rifle rounds in from -72. However, straight up execute on the B-bomb site. They get that bomb down. No harm, no foul.
Or at least that's the way. Try and start things flying. Will catch one, but hard to back. Tap on towards the bomb. Going to try and force the fight here. And this potentially could get a little awkward. But sticking the bomb. Molotov will make sure that you can't, though. That's going to make this retake all the more difficult. Another Molotov as well. What is going on? They actually can't get on the bomb because of the molly. That is beautiful. I think even with the kit, there's no time.
Yeah.
Bomb's going to go off. That is a wild post plant. Wild post plant.
Okay.
coming through.
Big fan. Very, very big fan.
This is some Valorant R gameplay coming through here. Viper
Do you know what I
Molly or
saw?
whatever.
Like during the break, right? During the break, I
Yeah.
saw. I think it was Alexi B streaming whenever someone's posted it. You know how it goes. Where like they're 11-1 up playing Premier or something, and him and his team just molly the bomb. Like one guy 1v5 mollies the bomb like 5 times because they all bought mollies on the pistol, right?
Wild.
So
yeah.
maybe Limvision have seen that. Maybe
Maybe
Limvision
learning.
have seen that, and they're like, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Indeed. A bit of cheese, but Limvision will indeed get it. We'll see if they can hold on to this advantageous position. I think that -72 are going to be back with a bit of a vengeance. Do I say glass cannon FAMAS? Maybe not. Maybe not. I'm not sure I'm a...
No, you're not
fan.
tweaking, but yeah. The FAMAS on the best of days is already heavy question marks around it. Never mind glass cannon. Well, that's already a good start. Mach 10 for Zaka. It's fine. Maybe a little bit more to be said in this one, though. Versus 4, and at least with this force by -7 Celsius, there is some sort of an idea behind it. Even then, Mach 10 at such deep range does so much damage. The FAMAS can do nothing.
Yeah, for sure. That is a really strange kind of individual decision. Maybe an oversight from him. They're still going in for this as well. It is early doors, but not great signs. You know, -72 degrees. If we're playing by the book, if we're playing with the discipline, you back off there. You take the save, but they felt like they were in deep enough. Still try and go for it, right? Limvision maybe in their heads a little bit here.
I'm still just absolutely perplexed by a glass cannon FAMAS. That's nasty work. But a 2-0 start. Failed force by 2. In both maps so far, Limvision, obviously, they failed their force by start of Dust 2. And the big thing as well is at -72 degrees, they won both the pistols on Dust 2, but obviously still were unable to win that one out. And now that Limvision have taken the pistol here, it does put them arguably even more on the back foot itself. So it's definitely something to consider. This one should be a throwaway round, if we're being completely honest. We have no real investment for the CT side, and the Mach 10 should make light work and get a fair decent amount of cash too. Time Agent playing anti. Oh my god, he's not being checked. And yeah, that'll be a nice shot. And smoke, it actually favors the CT side, in all fairness.
Creeping in. Ooh, doesn't find that frag, and you see what happens for Zetsky. Good find from him, looking for a little bit more here on the angle at the very least. Might just be able to bags up. Weaponry, nice and strong, however. 2 versus 2, still not quite done yet. The bomb as well. It's been spilled in a really awkward spot. Picked back up. Fazetsky being cheeky. Zaka right on top of it. And Fazetsky going to get it done. They don't notice that he's in the corner. I figured, you know, you look at the mini-map a little bit, might be able to solve that, but not the case. Not the case at all. -72 degrees will indeed pick up the unlikely round.
Yeah, that never, ever should be going the way of -72 degrees, and it will definitely change things a little bit, because on the other side, now we get to see them spiral caught positively. A bit of pressure financially put on Envision too, where they have to go, obviously, back into a buy, but, you know, Westman can only bring a Tech 9. It's a little awkward. No Yuto in the back pocket of Amelia. Fufu only got a double flash. I mean, that in itself is awkward. We're going through this volley, though. Why not? The second flash of Butte. Zetsky can't do anything on himself, but he pops himself back out. We'll get one. It's not bad, but the site's still lost.
It could be difficult from here. Plank going to go down. Very retakeable, of course, but they've got this player that's distracting them at the back end of elbow A main area. West Melon, yeah, full annoyance over there. He's going to buy so much time, and you can see Time Agent's like, guys, we just can't do it. We don't have the position, and you guys are a little bit trapped in by this. Yes, information, but still, it's not good information. So Limvision immediately going to find themselves the return round.
Human. We'll stick around for exits, though, and to get an upgrade too. But they can stay alive here in Temple. You don't actually have to push out. Oh, maybe I spoke too soon. A Fufu will actually fall. Flying, he stays alive at the very least. He did get a little bit further away. 3-1. Keeping that lead in their favor, but still, you know, like you were kind of touching on, it is being made a little bit expensive at the end there by the CT side. So still keeping that T-side econ in check. And on the other side, -72 they'll buy. Investments come through. See, of course, what they can do themselves. They lose this round, however. This will allow LVGCSGO to get 5-1 start, but they win it. Because breaking that economy, they probably tie the game up. So that's the difference. It's a 5-1 start or a 3-all. Pick your poison situation, and it's not a good start. Maybe drinking from the wrong chalice is already losing the opening 2 jewels, but at least the AWP will get one of his own.
Westmelon, big gap here that he's found. Yeah, they really have no idea. I think the B player's not going to be hit too hard by this. It depends on which way he decides to go. Looks like A. But even then, maybe they are acutely aware. Maybe they're a little bit like, okay, we have to try and retake some space somewhere. They're going to meet. Pull away from it, though, and flying could have been traded there. Not the case, however, with how the chips fall. And now what? The AWP is still in the thick of it, really, in towards this donut area. Is he going to be ready? No, he isn't. Westmelon should get the drop. A flash comes out. We'll see what Fazetsky can get done. Quick scope up close. He's surviving. A Fufu scared to peek round. The bomb has hit the deck. There's one more player that is missing. Where is he at? He's fully slipped the net, though, so we'll see. Flying coming in from behind. I love it from Fazetsky, though. Very, very safe play. Got eyes on the bomb. Ready for this CT guy. Smokes come down. There's the AWP shot. Crossing. Get the bomb. An attempt to plant, but Inhuman is here. Flash comes round. Really well played. Oh, the flash is a bit too strong. Flying, though, blinded up by the second one. It's down to the 1 versus 1. Low time. Very low time indeed. Dave comes in. Pistol is out, but Flying still finds it. 3 HP left in the tank. It's enough for the 4th.
Yeah, that's not probably shouldn't have happened, but oh, LVGCSGO survive a scare, and it was a scary round in general. Looks like we have actually lost time agent, so a bit of a brief moment to potentially discuss. He's back in, but my God, the finest of margins. They are kept afloat, and it will have that knock-on effect. And like I said, that was not a make or break round, but definitely a super important one for -72. That's the difference between, we're talking about either a 4-1 and potentially and most likely a 5-1 start for LVGCSGO or 3-all. Because winning that from -72, especially without that bomb plant, that would have given them obviously a second and broken the economy, which more or less confirms the 3rd there too. How 1 round can become really harrowing, potentially, in the grand scheme of this best of 1.
And Amelia looking for a mid take here, potentially. Real presence from the CT side, taking it slowly, as they are indeed frightened off. There's a kill there over at the B ramp. So it should be enough, it feels like, for them to find a way into the round. Still taking it slowly, though, as they do not feel super confident with the position that they have. 55 seconds. Gotta start making a bit of a move, you would say.
Time is sort of ticking, but LVGCSGO have been liking leaving things late, as it did last round, and might just work for them. Amelia gonna find a human. Second round the corner. Thank you very much, Amelia, will accept that with open arms. Westmelon sees the last, and you could just go a nice shot towards a Fufu, but it won't make a grand difference. There's that 5-1 I spoke of. -72. We come back into a bye, but lose this one. I talk about them getting massacred in this first half, which is not a good look.
Alrighty, let's see then. I think -72, maybe banking a little bit on a nice find, a nice sort of offer here of Ancient, but unfortunately it's not really looking to be the case. LVGCSGO have been putting some work in, difficult to say, but at the end of the day, a very, very clean kind of luck from them. Another buy round back in from the CT side. Actually starts off quite well. Slim advantage. Can they make it anything a bit thicker? Nice find. Good watch from Barosto. Could have been a massive moment. Meanwhile, Flying working his way out. It's actually Westmelon that finds the kill. So maybe Flying's going to slip under a little for Zetsky. Shadow. Sees his shadow. Yeah, got the angle. Westmelon 5 HP. I was going to say, even if he gets one here, it would be a massive surprise. Can't even get the words out before he goes down.
Yeah. Alrighty. 5-2. Thankfully, that second attempt back in towards a full gun round between the two of them goes well. Minus 72 degrees, and now we can potentially talk about them finding a bit of form themselves. Fufu is a little strapped for cash, unless there's a drop over. He didn't have a lot of money, so yeah, actually just dips in towards a Tech 9. That's a little unfortunate. Really getting the academy treatment here. As he'll just have the upgraded pistol, a nade and a molly, both of which have been used early. Utah being set up by Westman, pop flash in towards mid. Getting some control outside of elbow. Also start to play a little bit of contact up ramp. That contact is good. Westmelon and Zaka combine beautifully. All misses too, but uncharacteristic. Borzetsky, who's been so far so good.
Yeah, very, very true. Probably forced away here, I would imagine. Let's see what they can find. This is, again, a moment for minus 72. Yeah, we just have to zone back in. Don't let it get away from you. They need to keep these weapons alive. They maybe like Yuka's position. See if he can even up the numbers. Zaka's ready. I think they're acutely aware of each other. Both waiting for the other to take the peak. That'll be the case. Once we go past this halfway point, it will be that save angle, and unfortunately Zaka then uses that as the move. So a little frustrating for Yuka and the CT side ultimately. He's in a good position to maybe deny away these saves, however. Yeah, looking relatively decent. Might affect the buy into the next, but they will be pretty happy with keeping the numbers low there on the LVGCSGO side.
Yeah, exactly. So far, even if this was to end sort of 6-4, which, you know, honestly, if we're being truthful here, feels unlikely at the moment of how well LVGCSGO are playing, but that would still be seen decently, right? I mean, 6 rounds on T-side Ancient is not bad at all on a map, which is still, you know, no matter which way you flip it, a CT-sided map, and LVGCSGO are looking very, very good. This round here, and once again, break the economy, but same has to be set up towards the T-side too. So this is a big swing round. We had one of these earlier when it was at that 3-1 scoreline. Now it's 6-2. Same fashion. Big swing round. LVGCSGO win this, they can spiral positively. Same has to be said for minus 72 degrees. They can take it. They'll break the economy of the T-side and give themselves a chance at chipping away at this deficit. And the first fight isn't good for the CT side.
Oh, that one's pretty nice though. Barosto, kind of lucky, my guy, but he will find that return frag in human hidden away. Ooh, spotted! Big damage on the flick up. Not looking good. Onto the USB. Down he falls. Thank goodness Zetsky's found one in the middle here, because otherwise it would have been round over. Still a bit of a chance, but they know about the AWP. And he has a guessing game to begin now. Amelia, got to get this timing right. Got to get this timing right. Zetsky is ready, but will he spin? Will he spin? Scope in. He was pretty adamant. Oh, the shot, though, just isn't there. It's tough. When they're moving on those stairs, it is tough. Down to just time agent then. And can't get it done, man. LVGCSG, all the swing moments in rounds seem to be coming out on top of them.
A lot to like, isn't it? Well, LVGCSG. Oh, had to hit that shot. If you wanted the chance, had to hit it. Just doesn't happen. Man, this is once again, moment by moment, just drifting away from what feels like a potential. More minus 72 degrees. Unfortunately for them, I think chances are starting to kind of slim out. This is another round which shouldn't go their way, for being completely honest. They did win one of these a little bit earlier, yeah, but... Oh, wow. M4, few upgraded pistols, feels like quite a big ask. However, Yuka, with that M4, will get the first. That's not bad. Maybe one or two more, we might be on for something.
Alan, got to get some trades out here. First one.
Two left, though, isn't it? All in vision. Feels like we're asking a lot of them. They've just given way too many opportunities in minus 72 degrees, and we've got a minute to make a decision here. Damage has been dealt, yes, but I don't really know what we're actually doing here. Tap from Amelia. He doesn't spot the play on the edge of the smoke either. Reesbeck actually might more or less secure his position. Time agents. He's sort of creeping around, and he actually will get the drop for both to see it off. Minus 72 degrees with another round, which they sort of had no business in winning, if I'm being completely honest.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Limvision, I think, will be kicking themselves. Still a chance for a really, really good half, but maybe a bit more under threat now with where this money is at, or rather isn't. So, yeah, a difficult one, to say the least. Curious to see what minus 72 has got in there.
Amelia, nice find. Zetsky will get one of his own. Looking for a second time of asking. He can't. Double tap, but need to kill in the body shot these days, fella. He can't connect that third and final bullet. Swing out is brazen, and it only gets one. It surely shouldn't be enough. Yuka might actually just save this. Smoke down both towards now Donut and the rotate through mid. I would normally say save, but it looks like he wants to give this a go. Zaka holding for exactly that play. Yuka peers through the smoke. Dead man barrel spotted, and he is now a dead man. Missed shot, yes, but all the support in the world as a Fufu gets another 8-3 heading into the final round, and for Limvision, 8 by my metrics, that feels like enough.
Yeah, for sure. I think certainly out from the T side as well. Should be a really, really good position here for them to deal with. And indeed, again, minus 72. They will manage to have a little bit of something here to work with, but Limvision just feel like the top team all throughout, all over. And I think it may well be set to continue. Nice little dink from Yuka coming out. One of the stronger players here on the CT side, and definitely looking kind of crisp, matching off, but bites off a bit too much. There will be a trade out. He's done a lot of damage across middle here, so I think he'll certainly be happy with that, but it needs capitalizing on, of course.
Inhuman. Looking to lock things down. Sort of alone in a sense, but I say that there's already been a ramp push come through, so they should know that we're going towards A here. Double contact play. One over towards Red Room. No smoke as well. Amelia. That's a brazen attempt at a fight. Doesn't work out well for him. Time Agent gets a kill. Might be part of a bit more of a ruse, but Barosta going to sit up close to this MP9. Get cleared. Answers no. Not expecting him. He gets an AK upgrade. This round is done here. Dead in the water. This Time Agent and Barosta will see it off. 8-4 at the half. Can Limvision continue after the break? Well, welcome back. We're heading in towards our second half, and for the most part, a pretty dominant display coming through from LVGCSGO. They just looked very good. Bulk of the gun rounds all going in their favor, and it's definitely left us with a couple of question marks about what -72 degrees have got in the locker. Pistol round would be really nice. If they don't even get that, they could be under a hell of a lot of pressure.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think things will pan out difficultly. What is going on here? How does Amelia survive for that long? Still looks great on that T side of things. Going to get the bomb down in human. Late move here towards mid. Going around in Donut. They're actually doing damage to each other, just spamming through the smoke. So that at the very least clears that out. He can now flank around towards CT instead. Oh, big flank from Zaka, however. That finishes off A main. We'll see now. The player in at mid has been watched and taken down. They've got to overwhelm Donut. Not happening, says Time Agent. Down to flying. Hardly any time. 2 quick headshots about 3 seconds ago needed. And indeed, they will finish him off without time to speak of. Lovely stuff, and they may well be able to close this gap now.
Yeah, alrighty. Not bad. The T-Tad needed that, right? Get a first pistol round. Settle the nerves of what has been, so far, a pretty awkward showing. Now, potentially, might just be able to make something work out from this. They've got to find a bit of consistency. We know LVGCSGO do like a CT force, but they're actually not going to do it here. Understanding that they've not had good luck on them. They've been a little janky. Let's actually just go for what is probably the better idea. Low buy here, full buy next. Gun rounds have been like 90% favorable over towards LVGCSGO.
Yeah, it is true. Yuka. Spotting 1 or 2. Maybe smells a bit of a rat. Not going to go in too deep there, of course. The B stack. Actually really common on Ancient, it feels like. Just because you can overwhelm. A lot of sneaky little angles to peek out from. So, slow contact at A will be the correct call. No body home, and that'll be the round.
Yeah. It's pretty simple, unfortunately, isn't it? But, yeah, that'll be that. Yuka for a double. Nice round of the Fufu. Do get caught, and I think all these pistols will follow in a similar vein. Bit of stats there for him. On for the ace, potentially. I don't think he'll be giving it. Zaka. He might get a slip, but he won't. Grofto turns around, and Zaka will fall. Flawless round, but expected. Was a low buy, so we weren't looking at all too much. This is the one that we're going to really focus our attention onto. Full buy going to come through for LVGCSGO. M4s come out across the board. Westmoreland can get one of his own as well. And he actually has plenty of money, which he doesn't even need to dip in towards the likes of a FAMAS. So M4s completely across the board. And now we get to see, in a true vein, about what -72 degrees can do against a full gun round. That was pretty simple, yes, but it's because there was a massive firepower disadvantage. This is a different sort of round, but Yuka continuing his form.
Looking to keep it going. Bloodbath once again here, but in favor of that -72 degrees side. Still a player posted up, flying, getting the advanced position down. Catch them, but no. So this is really, really troublesome now for LVGCSGO, not being able to get themselves going. Knife kill. Maybe. Gonna have to take it with the M4. He will be discovered now, however. So I don't know what you want to do about this. Yeah, Zaka just got to save, man.
Yeah, bomb goes down. This game's on though, isn't it? Really. It's a one-round game, and probably, if I'm being completely honest, probably going to be made even. I don't really know how much LVGCSGO are going to be able to buy around in towards the next one. I don't even know if you want to buy in towards the next one. If I'm being completely honest, it might actually be the better play. Just have one rifle and a few small upgraded pistols, but nothing all too drastic. And then at 8 all, then go for back into a buy. But -72 degrees are making a game of this. Okie dokie. Things are really getting awkward. Zaka will keep on his M4. That's a positive. A small silver lining that you can keep hold of. But aside from that, we're looking at what is now a one-round game and probably going to be made even in just a moment.
Yeah, looking more and more likely here. But we'll see. These sneaky little low buys, we've seen minus 72 degrees on this very map, find one of their own. So you never count them off. That is the nature of Counter-Strike, of course. And here may well be another case. We'll see what they're able to find. But for the time being, a slower take. Minus 72, focusing on B. I like the look from LVGCSGO, though. Try and overwhelm an area and just move as a pack. Get this M4 boosted early. Lovely little nuanced move there that he can maybe use to his advantage. We'll see.
Oh, he made a step, but in a weird way, the step actually sort of bakes in the fight up from Borosto. 0-4. Yuka, though, still looking really good here. Time Age going to add to Yuka. These last few rounds, I mean, on an individual basis, have actually been very good. Flying. Also, beats the business end of his AK. He kills in a round for him. He's putting on some serious numbers at the tail end. Again, quad kill again. Quad, like back, 2 quad kills in 4 rounds is not bad work at all from Yuka. Now up to 20 kills in the server. And this game, tied square. Yes, like we said, back into a bye, but there's a lot more pressure on LVGCSGO now.
Indeed. Indeed. Very, very scary stuff, I think, to come through here. But it is a little bit of a scary one at the end of the day. Time will indeed tell. These are the pressure moments that LVGCSGO are going to have to deal with here. They've gone for this boost again. They quite like the idea from the previous round. Not really seen all that often. And see why. Westmelon going to lose his head on the spam. Yuka keeps it cool, and this is looking really good for minus 72.
Ridiculous work, isn't it? Yuka, how does he keep getting away with it? The spam on the wood, it's, an angle which does actually get a fairly decent amount of success, but swings in for a second, and more or less feels like Mata single-handedly won this round because it's been completely called off by LVGCSGO. Saving, keep it on to what they've got. They're not even going to tempt fate at a retake. And well, being said, Fufu gets off an exit. That's nice, but Yuka's sticking around. I don't blame him. Flying. Does he clear? No, he'll die, and it might follow suit. Yuka, another round with multi-kills. 3 kills to his name before he finally gets clipped. But 23 and 13. 7 kills last 2 rounds. He's got like 12 in this half already. Bonkers display. The AWP is getting very active at the end though. Zaka, nice work. Ozetsky a little too late to the party, so won't be able to make too much of a difference, and that'll be that. 8-9. Minus 72 degrees. Take a lead. And inching ever closer to taking this best of 1. Of course, this isn't the best of 3. It's back-to-back best of 1, so there won't be a third map here. I'll just share the points evenly.
Timeout. Absolutely needed, man. This game getting away from them. Minus 72 have maybe found the hole, right? As we talked about, traditionally a difficult map for this LVGCSGO side of things, even domestically, maybe not one of their best. And it seems like it is coming to a little bit of an ugly head here, in fact. So I'm going to try and take some time, try and figure it out. Always easier said than done, of course, but maybe this timeout will make the difference. This is where their experience comes in. They are missing a few of those high-impact players now, right? Who's going to replace Starry, who always had those moments of explosiveness in these types of high-pressure moments, in these really, really important moments. So we'll see. It is what the timeout is all about. Have they delivered enough there with their team talk?
Rosto. Actually alone out here, and could be fought from 2 different angles, and that's something they have to be a little cautious of. Don't have mid control. Don't make a difference. I was going to say, peeking out from Cade, there's a little awkward, but Westman are going to catch Borosto. That gives them shelf control, and now gives them sort of all the information they need. They haven't spotted anybody towards mid. There's a little flank happening here, in towards Red Room. Yuka's position is pretty strong. Oh. Hello.
Just a little love tap there, I guess. Yuka, they're trying to hide him away. He will go down. Maybe the trade's going to be here, though. Player up top taken out. Then Vision pretty ready for this 4 versus 2. Zaka keeps the kills coming. Boost is red and finished. And now they know that the other player is also here. So really good info, really good finds. Lin Vision, the big moment. They will get themselves that all-important 9th. Felt like if they let that one drop after a timeout, it was like, you know, worrying territory.
Flying. Just going to hold for this last man. Inhuman. On the other side, he can afford to stay alive, right? That's the one thing. On the other side, I think I personally, when I look at rounds like these, I normally always try and say, you know, you've got 6k left in the bank for Inhuman. Now 7.3 off the back of their head. 5.9, the 1.4k loss bonus, so up to 7.3. You know, plenty of money. Everybody has funds over towards minus 72 degrees. The way I normally try and go about it is try and make it expensive. Even if you die off the time, even if, you know, it costs you your life and you get away with nothing, as sort of evidently he did at the tail end there, the chance, a slim chance of maybe getting one more kill, puts even more pressure on towards Lim Vision, keeps you potentially in it. But 9 all is where we're at. Good round taken by Lim Vision. Pretty inexpensive too, which is massive for them, and really showcasing to minus 72 degrees that they are not out of this game so far. Early fight, early tag on towards the CT side, but the opener for Amelia gets to surely not the third. That is ridiculous. 4 for 4, mate. Just speed around that corner. Amelia tagged low, but confidence not even for a moment gone. It will cost him his life. Yuka, for once, only gets away with 1 kill. And that's brilliant individual work. Vision take back the lead.
I asked the question, and Amelia definitely answered, who is going to replace? And, well, it might just be him. He's been looking so good recently, I will say. I think we mentioned it a little bit. It's the last time we caught these guys online, in person, you know, saw them all. I met Gum, right, all this kind of stuff. I'm sure you had a bit of a conversation as well. He's kind of a chatty guy. Amelia looked really good at Meta, and I think that there is a hope here that he can kind of tap back into that for them to finish in the top 4 at that event. I think they'll be really, really happy. So, yeah, we'll see whether he can find that same kind of form. Great stuff for him in the moment. Absolutely stealing away that round. And it's a big old deal. The spam is successful, but ultimately 72 degrees. Looking a little cold with their buy here. Zaka to take out Barosto.
Back in towards Red Room with Zaka, who gets the important kill on Yuka. And the Tech 9 spotted. The trade from the Deagle is good. And Inhuman, his AK swings out to find an important kill. Molotov can't deny that plant. I do a bit of damage, sure, but actually even that doesn't do that range. First fight. Good swing off the back. The flash didn't come early enough. And Inhuman on the jiggle peak gets clipped there. That's a lovely, lovely shot. I'm Agent. He'll put it into a 1 versus 1 though. He may be just after something against the Academy player of Fufu. He makes a 1v2 work. Minus 70 degrees are still in this. What a game we are being gifted here.
Indeed, man. Absolute competition. Absolute brawl. The buy is going to be dreadful here for both sides in terms of the expense, in terms of what it costs them. And alive. High impact across the board. It is great to see, though, in this minus 72 degrees team. We've obviously been questioning what they're capable of, what they can bring against some of the higher level teams. A few matchups in there, like I say, you know, GR Gaming would be one of their competitors in terms of the best of the rest type conversation. They lost out to them. So, a team like Lin Vision should be taking a 2-0 against minus 72 degrees. And Dust 2, there's a little bit more nuance to it, but the scoreline was close. This game is really, really close between them for sure.
The Galil in play. All the T side as the only slightly on the move. I guess the last 2 degrees. That's a nice shot. Flying gets caught. Westmoreland does get one of his own though, so still leading by example. Hang on, look at this contact play. That is audacious! Tags him through the wood, but the Glock thankfully sees it off full blind. Has been spotted. Oh, no way. He gets away with another.
4-on-2. Fufu, aggressive. Down he goes. This could be a big old deal. Zaka trying to save nothing. And Yuka feels good, man. taking the lead right when it matters. And LVGCSGO getting a taste of their own medicine. The bank being tested heavily here right at the end of the game, just as it was a few moments ago.
This game still feels like it has maybe a little bit of legs behind it. Double FAMAS, P9, use the play for LVGCSGO. The greatest of buys, but I guess maybe still workable. This round, though, not only then losing the map, and a double opener for Borosto is not a bad start.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We'll see here, looking really quite good. Oh my goodness, yeah, just going to completely fall apart. 12 rounds locked in, minus 72 degrees. Feels like they might just have done enough. No real saves, no real help here for LVGCSGO is a big old issue.
One v 5. Let's be honest here. Afufu saving is the only real play. I get caught on the way out here. There's one player's leg has been spotted at range. He will get away with that kill. Takes a little damage. But in the second round, that corner, Yuka makes sure. That'll be a 12-10. Map point, minus 72 degrees. And this is ridiculous. Ridiculous where we've been at. I mean, honestly, an absolute credit to them. I just think as well, for LVGCSGO, they had plenty of chances, but they just haven't been able to capitalize. This second half has not been that good.
Absolutely melted, unfortunately. Once again, really keen round, minus 72 degrees. Have set things in stone. Roscoe with another fast, aggressive kind of round, and they will all fall. Just nothing in it in the end, unfortunately. Neo, an absolute mess from LVGCSGO in that second half, and I think that we have a lot of questions around where that game went for them. I remember, you know, in my mind, they picked up the 8 rounds and said, this should be enough. Yeah, this looks good. And then it sort of went 8-4, close as it'll come for that minus 72 side. And they just could not answer on the CTN. You know, really, really messy stuff, unfortunately. And yeah, maybe that's where the issues are at. Like I say, and like mentioned a few times, bit of a weaker map for LVGCSGO, bit more punishable than the Dust 2, potentially. And again, Dust 2 is actually a very similar scoreline to that, 13-9. But the way those 9 rounds came about for minus 72 degrees is obviously very, very different. We check in with Zaka once again here. He looks good, but not good enough this time. They needed a bit more help, and Amelia did his best, but just was not enough for that LVGCSGO side of things. Really surprising result in the end, I think, given the way that first half went, especially.
Yeah, honestly, I think probably the way I look at that as well, I still don't think Zaka's done bad by any means. Still positive. 1.29, you're taking them. You know, the small little positives and all the rest. However, I think actually potentially on the other side, maybe just let that down a little bit by the rest of the side. I think he individually does so well, but minus 72 degrees, they just played as a team. It was this very heavy, on T-side especially, sort of pack mentality that was just overwhelming bomb sites. And even if they had 2 or 3 players there, it still wasn't enough when all 5 are just barreling in. So, you know, real credit has to be given towards them, especially off the back of losing that map number 1. What actually was ultimately actually quite one-sided. You know, the scoreline may be semi-deceiving in the sense, but, you know, if it wasn't for the pistols and the force buys, it's actually a really one-sided Dust 2, right? And I think for them, they would have realized that and said, hey, you know, that was a bit of a massacre, but in the end, they responded well towards Ancient. So really, really good. I think a handshake for 2 sides are actually towards the top end as well of the season as well. And that would be the first point, or not flawless week, I guess you could say, out from LVGCSGO. But that is us done and dusted here for today here in Asia, of course. Plenty more Counter-Strike. There's, as you always know, EU, South America, North America, more throughout the week as well. So make sure to check out all the social medias for that. But for myself and Scriv, thank you very much for joining us. I'll see you soon.